Rick's Firearm Academy of Detroit presents Personal Protection Tips. Every episode, every installment of this series will impart to you skills that you can use to keep you and or your family safe. Now, before we get to today's personal protection tip, I just want to take a couple of seconds to ask that if you've been enjoying this series and if you enjoy this actual installment of this series, that you please just take a quick moment. It won't take but literally a couple of seconds to like the video, share it with your friends, like the video, and while you're at it, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to today's safety tip. Today's safety tip is someone following you? It is possible that someone may be tailing you so that they can accost you when you are unaware of their presence. You know, the whole question of whether someone is following you or not, it can be resolved fairly quickly. It only takes a second to check. At any time you're driving a reasonably distance away from your destination, every so often you should just look up into your rearview mirror and see if the car behind you or the cars around you, do they look familiar? The first time you do it, of course, you may not recognize any vehicles, but travel for a spell and then look up at some time in the future and then take a peek and look and see what can be surmised. You know, a very popular trick the bad guys use, man, they will either get a hold or by observation they will have at least some inkling or some clue about your schedule. And then if you come home, for example, at the same time every day, it's mere child's play to wait for you to turn down your street from the main thoroughfare, from the main boulevard. So I surmise that when I was robbed several years ago, that my assailants had been watching me for a while, or maybe they just came across me and I looked like I wasn't paying attention. I turned down my street, traveled a few blocks, and I did not know that someone was behind me, tailing me, following me. It was mere child's play for them to watch me pull up into my driveway and wait for me to exit it before accosting me with a firearm to announce a robbery. So today's safety tip is really simple. Is someone following you? Well, how in the world would you know? Check. Look and check. Now, here's the part that I want to make sure that you get. If you do have the feeling or the sense that someone is following you, don't go to your destination. What I want you to do is to make a turn that you wouldn't normally make a few blocks away from your original destination. And then look and observe. Take a peek in your rearview mirror. Are they still there? If they are, repeat. after all, those of us who are very security conscious, sometimes we feel that we're paranoid. So take a second turn. Are they still there? My personal rule is that by the time I start paying attention to someone behind me, if they follow me for 3 consecutive turns, it is my personal opinion and belief that they're following me. So, what in the world do you do when you suspect that someone is following you? My recommendation is to proceed to the nearest police station. You do know where your nearest police station is, don't you? Okay. If you don't, make sure you do that as soon as you finish listening to this video. If by the time you make it to your local police station and someone is still following you, you should be contacting 911 and alerting them to the fact of what is happening. Someone is following you, you believe an attack is imminent, and you are pulling into the lot of the police station. Hopefully, the police will be able to investigate before this matter proceeds any further. Anyway, I hope that you got something very valuable out of this lesson. Had I been apprised of this safety tip that I'm sharing with you today, I would not have been a robbery victim. But, they say, dark cloud has a silver lining. Had I not been robbed, I would have never taken on a more active role in my personal protection. I would have never bought a handgun. I would have never gotten a concealed pistol license. I would have never been consumed with personal protection. I would have probably never become a firearms instructor, training counselor, gun rights advocate, personal protection specialist, and a content creator on YouTube. So I'm going to take this moment, as I've done in the past privately, and actually be glad that being robbed in my driveway actually happened. So take today's lesson to heart. Is someone following you? Look and see. This has been Rick Ector from Rick's Firearm Academy Detroit with yet another personal protection tip.